My name is Jose Fernandez, and I wanted to talk to you today about a cyber pyramid we created using an infographic style to showcase the different cybersecurity like folks, roles, and positions and how they relate to what I perceive to be the combined skill and the threat that they pose onto the world. So we can't really have an infographic without talking about who constitutes the majority of the population. These are the people that I just simply call normies. Now, normies are people that are not in the IT space, they're not in the cybersecurity space. And these are, let's say, like your sales, marketing, business development, people that support industry, but they don't really have tech skills. Now, you can make the argument that some people in here have skills, they might have had skills, but the reason I'm just grouping them in here and I'm making a number here of like 90% is basically you have a thing called skill rot. So you might have had skills that might have been relevant at some point of your life or at some point, during industry. But think about it. It's like these are the people that get fished more often. They're probably a little bit more susceptible to this type of attack. And I'm constituting this group of normies as the foundation here for our society. Afterwards, you have your IT folks and your skids. In my case, I started out as a skid almost 30 years ago. I honestly can't believe it's been that long, but it has. These are individuals that simply, they use somebody else's like programs, applications, scripts. They don't really understand the technology, but they do have some understanding of IT. Now, afterwards, you have your busted criminals. I'm putting busted criminals here right above skids simply because if they were any good, we wouldn't know about them. And frankly, they wouldn't have been busted. Now, afterwards, you have your software developers, your engineers, your administrators, and your engineers. I'm grouping all these together in the respective IT industry for a matter of convenience. These are the people, these are your tech workers. These are the individuals that are not necessarily part of cybersecurity industry, but they still contribute to a large part of what basically constitutes our cybersecurity kind of like ecosystem. Moving up, we have what I'm calling color teams. So if you're into colors, there you go. GRC folks and InfoSec. So most cyber people, I feel, are in this middle plane. So you have your SOC analysts, right? If you're into colors, your blues, your reds. You have your auditors, your defenders, your pen testers, right? Purple teams. And your specialized vendors and your elite developers. Now, by elite developers, I mean the folks that are creating high-quality cybersecurity software. And by specialized vendors, I'm talking about vendors that specialize within the cybersecurity space, or they provide, let's say, they sell data or information that's used by other folks within the cybersecurity industry. Now, you have to understand that color teams and everybody that's in this middle playing field has to follow laws. They're always, almost always, financially motivated, and these people aren't really going out committing crimes. Now, you might argue that you got onesies or twosies here that might commit some minor mischief, or they might get caught in some computer fraud and abuse, kind of like shenanigans. But the majority of folks that are here are not really, they're not criminals by any means, or they're not trying to be criminals. And if they do any form of crime, it's going to happen here in this middle space, and you can't really consider them black hats either. So this is where it gets spicy. So now you have your great teams. So your great teams are your specialized folks in the defense sectors. These are the people that are state sponsored. And the reason they are above, the people that are in this middle field of cybersecurity is simply because they don't have to follow the same laws. They're basically state sponsored. The government is providing some level of protection for them in order to go out and conduct, let's say, clandestine collection or clandestine, offensive cyber operations, stuff like that. And it's not like they're like cowboys with keyboards either, because they do have to follow laws and regulations and policies and whatnot. Just not the same ones as the folks that are basically in that middle space for cybersecurity. There's a big difference between the people that support the defense industrial base and the people that support companies that simply operate at the commercial level. So here we have government state-sponsored hackers and nation states. Now again, the purpose of this infographic is basically to kind of rank and stack where people are in society in relation to the amount of combined skills and the threats that they possess, and the threats that they pose to society. Now finally, you got your black teams. So the thing with black teams is you have your known criminal groups, and being in a known criminal group is not as beneficial as being in one that is unknown to the rest of society. Once people know about your group, know about what you do, that puts a target on you. So those people that are unknown or haven't been, exposed yet, they pose a much greater threat, and they demonstrate a higher level of skill. Last, we have your lone wolves. These are your people that are not part of industry. They're not doing podcasts. They're not doing like conferences, and yet they maintain a high level of technical aptitude, and they're usually either financially or politically motivated to achieve some goal or cause. Right above these lone wolves, you have your legends. So your legends are the people that you and I don't know about, that are basically the uber elite folks within this space. I don't want to drop names or mention vendors or stuff like that, but the odds of you and I knowing some of these legends are very slim. So with that, I'll end my video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. If you have opinions, certainly feel free to use the comments. Try to be respectful, and I'll try to answer these whenever I can. Okay? Y'all have a good day. Take care.